Hey there folks, thanks for joining us on another board game night. Tonight, as you can see, we're playing Tales of Glory. This is from Ankama Games and designed by Romain Chastain. I hope I pronounced it right, sorry if I haven't. With me for the review tonight, I've got some of my friends and they are going to help me. I've got Alan, Molo, hello, Carla, hello, and myself, Jason. Alright, so if you're not familiar with my videos, I'm going to give you an overview of the game. So we're going to show you a little bit, tell you a little bit how the rules work and the components, that sort of thing. And then you'll see us play through a few rounds. So you can get the general gist of how the game flows, what sort of mechanics are involved, and what sort of decision making you can do. And then right at the end, at the end of the video, we'll give our verdict. So we'll talk about the game, who won, what happened during the game, and then of course what we thought of the game. So give you our opinions. Alright, so this is a tile placement game. What you're doing is, the story is, we're building a legend. Each one of us has a character. So you can see I'm this dude right here. I look like that. I'm sort of like a knight or a paladin or something like that. And the legend we're going to build is basically tile placing, adding onto these little chevrons here. And it could be equipment that we've found, or villages and ruins that we've visited, allies that we've recruited, monsters that we have fought, and all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, as with all things, victory points is what tells us who had the best life. So we've got 3 eras, and as we build through, you can see these 8 tiles. We're going to action select. So everyone has a deck of 8 cards. We all have the same deck, but obviously different pictures on the other side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to choose. So for example, if I want this hammer, I will choose the number 1 card, place it face down. Everyone will do that simultaneously. Then we reveal, and we get to take those cards. We pay the cost in the corner. So this one here, this hammer costs 2 gold, and then I add it to my legend, and it'll give me 2 extra strength. So for example, I could add it like that, and then I add 2 strength to my legend, which means I take 2 from here and add it on there. And then we keep going like that through as the game progresses. Once we've run out of tiles, the game will end. We'll tally up for the scoring. There's a couple of bonus achievements that you can achieve for most potions, most strength, most gold, and most magic. And then we'll tally up victory points. Some of them are end game victory points. And they might say for each hero you have in your legend, or etc. like that, you get extra amount of points. We've also drafted, or sort of dealt 3 each, and then discarded 1. These are bonus tiles that we can add to our legend. They're called quests. So these are just 2 extra tiles we can build on our turn. We each have a starting resources. So as you can see here, my knight starts with 7 potions and 4 money. And there's a couple of treasure chests I can unlock as we go. See this little tip of the key here? This is the back of a key. If I attach another, I'm going to just steal Carla's character here. So if I do this, I don't know if you can see that, then I've built a little key there, which means I get one of these, and I can unlock a treasure chest with that, which will give me some bonus resources. I'll of course talk about this as we go through the gameplay section. We'll go through it step by step and explain what our decisions are, etc. like that, and what bonuses we get and so on. But that's pretty much that. On your turn, bid for a tile, pay for the tiles cost, add it to your legend, gain the bonus resources, and we do that again until we run out of tiles. Alright, let's get started, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, welcome to the gameplay. We've had exactly 2 rounds so far. I'm going to quickly show you what it looks like. So this is my legend. So far I have an ally who gave me some magic and some strength, and she'll give me an ability when I unlock this treasure chest that I'll score a potion and a money for every treasure chest I've unlocked, which is 1 so far, which gave me some more strength. And I've also got a magic ruin type thing. That's what Alan's looks like. He's got some equipment and an ally. Molo's just got loads of equipment, a magic purse, and is that the under the stick? Is that the magic purse hanging at the bottom of the stick?
Yes, it's magic. It's where I keep my magic things.
Alright, so we've set up for the current round. So I'm going to just... Oh, sorry, Bob. So I'm just showing you there. This is what we're looking at. So our decision is based on this. So what we're going to do is, obviously, from our deck of cards with 8, if we bid for any of these bottom ones, so 1, 2, 3, or 4, then it costs just what the corner is. So this one's 2 strength magic, this one's free, that one costs a coin. If we bid for any of these in the wildlands, which is the darkest space, then you can see here we need to pay an extra money or a potion. We can of course substitute magic or strength with potions, and if we don't want the card, which was what Carla did last turn, you can ditch a card that you drafted to get 1 money, 1 potion and a key. So there we go. Obviously you'll see at the end of the round we ditched cards that are left, some of them at least, and now we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is simultaneously choose one of these to buy, and Milo, you're going to go number 5.
Yes.
Because there's a goblin there.
I made that mistake last time.
Alright, I've chosen. I'm going to put my card there. So you can see, now this, looked at the tiles enough. Us 3 have chosen. Carla's now chosen. So now we reveal. I went for 1.
Oh.
So what's important here is Alan is the first player, right? So ties will kind of break in that order. So he's chosen 2. There isn't any ties at this point. So he's chosen 2. Milo's chosen 4. We don't pay for anything yet. We literally just take the tiles. Carla's taken 6, and I've taken 1. So now, first player will move on to the person who took the lowest card, which is me. And then I have to pay for the top. I need to pay 2 strength, 1 magic. I've got 2 strength, 1 magic, so I don't need to facilitate any potions with that. And then I add this to my legend. So, as you can see, it's got 3 chevrons on the side here, but none on the back here. So I can't add a blank to a chevron. But I will add... Oh man, I think I'll add that there. So he goes there. I get 4 points. So I'll just take a 5, return 1. And then if I unlock the treasure chest, I would get that bonus there. But I do not. So that's me. Then it goes to Alan.
Yep, that's going to go here. So I'll need a key.
Obviously, he's no cost because it's free little city to village. You don't have to pay for cities.
The key that I unlock is going on one of these 2 tiles or on my
Hero.
I'm going to take this one for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 money. And I get 1
Potion, yeah.
potion.
So that's a nice easy little village, or whatever it is, little potion making thing, because when you connect it up, it just gets you a potion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to pop this chap S there, and pay the 1, coin. Which will get me a key and 1 magic power. So, boom, 1, and a key, which I'll unlock with 2 money there. Right.
Okay, we call it.
I've got this one, which I will pop in there. Pay the cost. So it's 1, but because I've taken it from the top row, as I've played number 6, I have to play an additional cost. So I'm going to pay potion for that instead. Pop it in there and I get a key, which I will use to unlock there, which allows me, if I've got 2... What are they? Characters? Heroes?
Allies, yeah.
Allies.
It's for each ally you...
It's for each ally that I have, so I've got 2 allies. So I get 2 potions and 2 coins. So
that triggers when you obviously unlock the treasure chest immediately. You also get your strength. Have you got that already?
I do not. I want strength.
So you're up to 3 strength now. You're a very hardy thief.
Says I'm a thief.
Well, you kind of look like a thief or assassin-y type.
She looks like a dark elf. They're strong.
Fine. Okay, so that's basically the end of the round. So now what we do is a cleanup phase. So the last tile that wasn't taken, so this one here, this will get ditched in a 4-player game. So it shows you on this thing here, the 1 tile in a 5-player game, nothing gets removed, and then 3 or 2 tiles get removed. And these all shovel down like that, and then Alan will show us how to refill the new level. Look at that! Look at that! He's so good. Unbelievably good.
It's like Carol Vorderman.
All right, and then we take obviously our bid cards back and we go again. So on to the new round. So this is the new tiles we have to bid for. What do I want? Bless you. And I'm the first player, aren't
You are indeed.
I? Interesting. I don't think I'm going to go too exciting. I'm just going to bid for that. So reveal them. I went for 1.
2. Damn.
Ah, wow, that was handy. So I'm the first player. I choose. I got 1, and then it goes clockwise round to Alan, who gets 2. But now Molo has chosen a 2 as well, but 2's obviously been taken, so he gets passed over for now. Then it goes to Carla. She's also chosen 2. So now we do the catch-up phase where it goes back round again to Molo. He can now take any one of these.
I might.
But obviously the disappointing part was he didn't get what he wanted, so now he has to take what's left. So if there was more players, let's say there was a 5th player, they would take their tile after Carla, and then it goes back around again.
I'll just take this one, I think.
Okay, so that's number
Shot
4.
of magic.
Well, you won't pay for it just yet. And then Carla, which one do you want?
I think I'm going to take number 7.
Okay. So, as I take the smallest tile, or the lowest numbered tile, I'm still first player. The goblin doesn't have anything to pay for. So, I'm going to add him... I'm going to add him there, I think. So, I just add him there. He gives me 2 points. And I don't have any treasure chest to unlock him with. But then I'm going to play one of the quest cards from my hand, which is this one. And this one is a little sort of, I don't know what this is, like a little skull hideout. It's a hideout, maybe.
Yeah, the monsters live.
So I'm going to put that there. So the bonus about this one is it says when it's attached to monsters, which is obviously the little hideout cave, I get a bonus 3 victory points. And it costs 2 strength, 1 magic. I have that. So I get a bonus 3 victory points. Nice. Well, that's me done. Over to Alan.
Cool. It cost me 1. And that's going to go here. So that gets me 1 strength.
Yep. And 1 potion.
And 1 potion.
Because your potion making facility is next to the barracks, apparently.
Yeah.
Alright, and Milo, what you got?
I have got that little harpy who I'll blast out the sky with my magic and pop her there.
Okay, and you get 3 victory points for that.
Wait. Oh, yes. Yeah. There we go. 3 victory points. Nice.
And Carla?
I've got 1.
Enough strength there.
Yeah. I've got enough strength, but because it's from the top row, pay 1 coin.
The Wildlands.
I'll get one of those and I'll unlock 3 victory points.
And that's another round.
Yep.
So the last tile gets discarded again. Would you like to do the honours, Alan? And now we go into phase 2 of the tiles that are coming out. So the tiles kind of get more expensive. The monsters get bigger. You know, the allies, instead of adding, like for example, like this one gives you 1 strength when you recruit him, the other allies will have start end of victory point, things like this. So that one gives you 2 victory points for every treasure chest you've unlocked. Alright, and then we choose our tiles again. I think I know which one I want. Let's just
realised I didn't take my 2 points from my chest.
Obviously, the silence now is us choosing. Because there's quite a lot of things you want to decide here. I mean, for one thing, you're trying to look at where the keys can fit. You're trying to look at where you get your best bonuses that'll come from. Because one of the treasure chest things as well is, for example, if I want to unlock this treasure chest with the goblins on, I have to attach something that'll give me a key over there. Or something like if I ditch a tile to get the key, then I can physically open any treasure chest. But the ones that give you the keys, they have to be used on the tile that was placed, or your hero tile. So there's a lot to think about. It's a quite surprising amount of choice. Oh, could do with some money actually.
You don't need any money.
Oh, I know where I can get some money. I'm gonna choose that.
Throw your card in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
Everybody waiting for me again.
All right. So I went for 1.
Oh.
I just realised I can't do the what's though.
Oh,
It's fine. Let's do it that way.
did you change it?
No.
You can change it. I mean, it's not affecting.
Oh,
You're
it
not
won't
supposed-
affect anybody.
Yeah.
It's the number 3.
Although if you were choosing 1 or 8, I'm gonna give you a back slap.
No, it's not. It's,
All right. So I'm first player. I get to choose. I choose this little harpy witch thing, whatever it is. Alan gets shifted over because he chose the 1. 8 goes to you. 3 goes to you. And then you get the choice of what you want, Alan. I'm still first player though, as I chose the lowest card again. So what I was thinking, see, because I wanted money, I'm going to put this. I realized this is not a good move, by the way. See, like the key there and the key there, none of them are attaching each to each other. So that seems foolish to put that there. I didn't look at that when I was deciding. I could put that there, and the reason why I was thinking is that I'd get the 2 bonus coins from connecting it to a monster tile. So instead, I'm going to go this side. Oh, do I? No, I'm going to go this side. This side makes more sense. So I'm going to go there. It costs me obviously 2 magic and 1 strength. I've only got 1 magic, so I have to spend a potion to cover that extra magic. When it goes there, I get 3 points for that because it's next to a monster tile, and 4 points for that, so it's 7. So I'm scoring a bit of victory points there. And that is that. I could play this one now. This is my other quest tile. I'm not really happy with this, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep that for now in my back pocket.
I'm APing like a beast on this.
Have you chosen yet?
No.
Well,
This is the problem. There's so many different options you can go, so many different routes you can try and take down.
well, it's not going to affect Mola, so let's see. Pay yours, and we'll come back to you, Alan.
That's 2 potions to make up for the strength.
Okay.
1 coin because of the Badlands.
Yep.
And we'll pop that there.
Yep.
And that will...
So that triggers a key.
okay.
That also triggers a strength. So that, and then this also triggers.
It's got a little picture of a...
So what you need
so
is
if
that
it's
symbol.
attached-
So it
Yeah.
needs to attach to that symbol. To
Yeah.
get that.
that's
So you won't get the
So
bonus
I can live with that. Okay. Right. Cool.
So you need to spend the key now, and it
I
has to
will.
either go. Well, that's your hero, or this one.
And it will go here to get 3 of those. Okay.
I would be tempted to do this one if I was you.
I only have 1 green at the moment.
I know, but well, that's your choice. But because obviously you can always go back to a hero.
I've chosen.
Oh, have you finally chosen?
Finally chosen.
All right.
This one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it in.
Yeah. Ironically, that's the one I wanted to vote for next to, but he would have disappeared anyway.
Yeah. And I get a power.
Not that one.
We get one of
Strength.
each.
Oh, see. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
So I get a magic and a strength. So it seemed like quite a good one to take.
Nice. And then we go over to Carla. What you got?
So I don't have anything to pay for this one. I'm going to marry this one up because the chevrons touch there, but there's no chevrons here. So
yeah, so the 2 blanks can go next to each other there.
Okay, so
Which gives you 3 potions.
Yep.
And that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Well, there you go. So, and that ends another round. So, I think you get the general gist. We'll stop filming here with the gameplay and we'll come back in a second with the actual verdict and so on. But, as you can see, game moves along pretty quickly, except when it gets to Alan's turn. And
That is fair. That was fucking atrocious.
this is what my legend looks like. So, I've defeated a ghost, a goblin, a skeleton, your usual tropes, with my fairy godmother, or whatever this is, at this monster lair. And I've used my runes to do all the deeds for me. That's kind of how you can build your legend. So, let's go see what else happens. Hey, so we've tallied up the points. We worked out who's won. We finished off the game. Whoop. And I've just knocked over the microphone. So, in 4th or last place, in very close game actually, was Carla with 40 points. Then Molo, 3rd place with 47. Alan, 2nd place with 49. And I have won, as I am the greatest legend, with 55 points. I think what was interesting there was that this one, I had this one in my hand from the beginning. This is one of my quest tiles. I think it's a little strong. You get 2 points for each.
Oh my god.
What? What up? What's up?
Sorry, 56.
Why? What did you do?
I forgot to add that 9 points on there.
Wow. Well, there you go. You've actually won then.
There we go. Yay!
You sure? You sure, Molo?
Yeah, you can check with my points if you wish.
Well, that's fine. It's fine. So there we go. So a late points change. Milo has won, but I still wanted to go back to this one. Gives you 2 points for each treasure chest you haven't unlocked, and I had some 9 treasure chests on my legend. But as you can see, my legend is interesting. I got my posse of heroes and allies. I have my equipment. I've got the chalice and all these cool things, and then I went and smashed up all these guys in this cave of wonders over here. So I look at Carla's. Tell us about your legend, Carla. Where are you? Oh, over there.
I built this way. I made some friends. I beat up a couple of beasties.
Including
A dragon.
What's his name from How to Train Your Dragon?
It is not toothless. And I don't know, went to go visit some dignitaries.
Just to make sure,
nice
as
little
I made this mistake, did you count both of those guys?
I don't know. I was looking at that now, and I'm not entirely
Well,
sure I
should
did.
be easy enough to calculate then. And this is apparently the winner's one.
Potentially. It's going to be in flux at the moment.
Oh, achievement tiles wise, Alan's won 2 of them, didn't you? Which 2 achievements did you win?
Most mage, most magic.
Oh yes, most magic and most potions.
Most potions.
And you got most
Money.
and Carla got most
Mighty.
yeah, strength. Yeah. Fighty, yeah. With that massive hammer, it was just walking around smashing people. And these are the tiles that are left. So that is. Oh, we haven't looked at Alan's legend yet.
I worked out my points wrong.
Have you? Well, how much points you got as well? Goodness me,
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
you guys
It's all
are
good.
terrible.
It's all good. It's fine.
Maybe this is a point of contention. Maybe we should bring up that this game needs a score pad. Apparently, it's too hard for us to work out how many victory points you've got.
It might be to do with the fact we're playing it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's true.
Importantly, I still won, right?
Morally,
I did.
maybe
Yes,
not.
excellent.
I would like to say I did not work out my points wrong.
Yeah.
I got this right.
Fair enough. All right. Well, in that case, if Molo thinks he's the winner, let's see what he thinks of the game.
I particularly like this. This is, I think, the 3rd time I've played it. It's just a great game. It does. I mean, the only thing that I can come close to being a negative with it, really, is you play a lot of the rounds a la Splendor in quiet contemplation. all like hive, just that sort of slightly distraught look on your face as you stare down at the board when you're playing. But yeah, other than that, I like it. I like the whimsical little artwork, particularly the little goblin character that I often seem to. In fact, I don't think I've ever had another character. At least twice it's been random, but there we go. But yeah, I generally like it. It kind of feels like the sort of the journey that you imagine that you're sort of building up on your board. Kind of feels like an old sort of I don't know, like Mega Drive or SNES style top-down scrolling RPG. You've got your little...
It's kind of thematic in a way as well. The tiles that you add, you got your weapons and your posse, and
it all sort of builds up into something.
Yeah. So how much would you score out of 10?
I think it's probably worth an 8.5. Just sort of hitting the right sort of notes. It's not a particularly massively
taxing game,
or taxing game, but it hits its theme perfectly, and it does what it's supposed to do perfectly. So yeah.
Is this something you would add to your collection?
I definitely would.
This is my copy of the game, by the way. I thought I'd mention that. All right. How about you, Alan?
Yeah, really good game. Really solid. It really breeds AP. Each of the tiles has... some of them have 4 nodes. I'll show you on that. 4 nodes, so one on each axis that you can connect on. And some of them, for instance, this one, have only 2. I know it sounds really simple, but that little element, coupled with the fact you can have keys and you can't change the orientation of the tiles, they all have to be in the same orientation as your character, mean that depending on what you're after or how you're trying to build your board, can slow the game down. I don't think it had too much of a big effect, because any time that there was a lot of indecision, I personally went with the one that had the lowest number, as that would afford me the highest likelihood of going first in the next round. But yeah, no, it's really, really solid game. It doesn't play the same, but I get this kind of feeling with the kind of the rounding of the game that it reminds me a lot of Paper Tales in the synergies and the way that things, I don't know, maybe it's thematic or... But they kind of come together really nicely. It's a really strong cohesion between the components on the game and how you're playing. So, yeah, no, I really like it. Really solid.
What would you give it out of
10? 8.
Is this something you would add to your collection if the opportunity arose?
If you don't have it, then yeah.
Well, I do.
So, yeah, no, really, really good game. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, for myself as well, I really like this game a lot. Ankama, this is from Ankama Games. They do a lot of family-orientated games, and I thought this was going to be on the same sort of level. Obviously, it says 45 minutes, 2-5, ages 10 plus. It's a really easy mechanically game. It's really simple. On your turn, choose a tile with a number, and then add it to your legend, and you pay the route and get your rewards. But, like Alan was saying, there's actually quite a lot of choice, and you can sit here. I don't know if it came across in the gameplay section, but we sat here sometimes staring at the board going, well, I want this, but there's a possibility that someone else might be, because there was a brooch that I wanted that I knew if I bid it for, I wasn't going to get it because I wasn't high in the turn order. So I just thought, do I go for that and just see what is left over, or do I, just bid for something else and make sure I get that? And because obviously, if everyone, like that one turn where all 3 of you bid it too, if one of you had bid at something else, you would have got what you wanted, and then everyone would have passed over. So that's really interesting decision. The quest thing that you can add, that's an optional add-on you can add to the game. I don't think that adds any detriment to the game. I think you just add it straight in from the get-go. The art, I think Miguel Coimbra, I think he's done a fantastic job. I love the artwork on this. It's very whimsical, fantastical. It's a really, really nice, bright, quirky artwork. I really like it a lot. The components are really, really good. The box itself as well comes with a really nice insert that you can store everything away. And I've put everything out on the table, but you can play it straight out of the box like this. You don't need to do what we did there. The design, I think, is really cool. I also think it's really easily expandable. I think you can easily see a couple of expansions coming out for this, depending on how well it's done. I really like it. It was on my top 5 games of last year because it's such an easy, fun, lots of choices, lots of options. Really nice game. I think 8.5 for me. Love it. How about you, Beb?
You finally around to me now. My opinion doesn't count, baby. I like the game. I think the only downside, after playing the game a few times now, is that I think it does need an expansion. Only because I feel like once you've played it a few times, you'd like a little bit of diversity. I think it's very easily expanded, so you could happily do it. Happily add extra characters, extra tiles. So I can see them going that way, and I hope they do. In terms of the gameplay, it's really, really easy. I mean, it's a 10+ game, but actually I think lower ages could play it. It's just a case of it does create a bit of AP. That's the problem. The 45 minutes isn't the actual gameplay. It's the people going, oh.
Yeah. And like Mola said.
And it isn't complicated. This is the problem. The choices you only have 1 or 2 choices, but you feel like you've got 10.
It's because I think it's because the game moves so snappily in terms of like it's over before you know it.
But you wanna evaluate every single choice you have.
Yeah.
And 90% of those choices you don't really have in the first place. You just feel like you have them. It just takes you that long to work it out. So it can be played really, really quickly, and it is fun. And every playthrough, it almost plays slightly differently. So I do like it.
Yeah, I think it's really fun as well, and I agree. I think I would love for them to expand on this and just maybe add in a modular upgrade where you can bring the level of complexity a little up. Maybe a little more.
I really don't think I disagree with that. I think the complexity level that's what makes it fun is because it's simple. If you go add more complexity to it, no. Add some extra, add a variety of extra quests to start off with, extra characters, and a few different maybe this is all kind of like fantasy-esque. Maybe add another expansion that deals with the Darklands, and you've got a few cards that are more cave-like or dwarf-like, inside of mines and things. Or you can have expansions that are specifically in fantastical worlds, but in a specific element. But nothing to... The fun aspect of this game is keeping it to this simplistic fashion.
A perfect level.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really doesn't need any more complexity. It just needs more variety.
And are you going to rate it?
I like to keep it. It's not going anywhere. This is actually a game I think I would always want to keep on the shelf. A lot of the games will come in and maybe something better will come along. I don't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any game that fills this niche for me.
Yeah, it's a nice tile laying game with really nice art and components and
very consistent in the component quality, in the artwork. Everything about it is just fun.
And everyone I've played it with as well. I mean, I've played a lot of different people. This is Alan's first games tonight. Yep. We've played it twice tonight. And everyone I've played with has enjoyed it immensely because it's just a fun, simple game with lots of interesting choices. Because I never feel like when we play, I never know who's winning. I mean, I didn't think I was doing that well. I thought you were doing really well this game.
Yeah, I worked up my points.
Oh, yeah. Have you changed yours as well?
I got 61.
61?
Yeah.
So you were doing well then.
I was doing well.
Oh my god, we're the worst when it comes. You three are, or you two more specific.
To be fair, it's the time.
I think the problem, it's not a problem, because you can look at the tiles at the end of the game and go, this is exactly how many points I've earned during that game, because it tells you how many points you earn during the game, and those are static figures that you unlock. It's not a case of, at the time I've scored 3 times X. It's a case of, I've got a static figure. And then there are some end of game calculations, which once the game's finished, obviously
it's very simple,
static, so you can just tot it up. So it's not difficult, but
he took it away from you, Molo.
I know. What?
Yeah.
You went from first to third.
Slowly as well. First to second to then third. Colin, do you want to work out your points and push me into last place?
No, I know how to count.
I think one of the problems, and this is why I'm reticent to take these until the end of the game, is because you're constantly trying to think about what you're going to do with the tiles that are coming out. I reckon I completely forgot to grab victory points when I'd when I'd skewed them.
But don't you think that's possibly because of how quickly the game plays?
Yeah, 100%,
You have a tendency to do what we were doing. Oh, I'll just work my own stuff out while you all do your own, and then we forget stuff because we're not doing what the game says, and we all put our tiles down, and then we all. I think that's where it comes in. The game plays in that way, so that everybody's paying attention to each section of the gameplay, and. Because experienced gamers think they know better, we play faster. That's what it comes down to.
Especially at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And we make mistakes.
But yeah, I mean...
I won the last game, I just want to point out.
7 Wonders.
That was practice, that doesn't count.
7 Wonders, again, you don't score till the end. And I think this is, again... I mean, you can score it as you go along, and maybe that's a part of the tactics. You see how well people are doing, and maybe you try and kind of counter against that. Although I do think with any kind of board or tile laying game, it can be quite difficult to see what end of game scoring they've got available to them, because they might have a stack of victory points there, and that's everything they're going to have.
Yeah.
Whereas others don't have anything, but they've got a lot that they're going to accumulate at the very end.
I like that as well. I like the fact that it's a mixture, because if it was everything end of game scoring, you wouldn't have a clue what was going on. But because it's a mixture, you go like, oh, because I thought you were doing really well. You were gaining lots of victory points. Your resources were really good, and it seemed like you were doing well. And then I was thinking maybe you don't have a lot of end of game scoring. But then when we were doing the scoring, it was like obviously you got loads of end game scoring stuff as well. Whereas I got mine mostly from 2 big ones.
36 points end game scoring. So
that's a big score, 61. I think that's one of the highest I've seen so far.
I think the reason that you score after every round is because, like, for instance, with some games you can go through and, like, for instance, this tile or this tile or this tile, it's just a static point and that's easy to calculate. But for instance, this tile here generates me quite a lot of points. And if I have to sit and go around the chevrons each and individually, you are going to get confused by the end of it, because essentially there are certain tiles, depending on what game you've played and what's come down, it's easier to forget those 3 points, whereas these ones, I scored this 3 points this point, and I scored those when I did this, so it's easier to calculate those. And then of course you're calculating the other things like adding your magic at that point. So I think it has a reason for the way that it scores. It's just naturally we want to score it at the end, because
well, I think with my, especially with my layout, I only scored points on those 6 tiles. 45 points came from this tile basically. So yeah.
What do you guys think of the character tiles? Do you think the characters, because these are like the one character we didn't use for this game tonight, so you can see they start with different stuff. Like Carla's one starts with less resources, but it has 3 key options. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think the characters steer you down a route, or are they just enough varied, enough?
To a degree. What really sort of controls your game is the character, the 2 missions you get, and normally the cards you buy first as well. And after that point, you kind of the clock is ticking in your mind as such. There's only so much concentration you've got to go around, and you've got to,
Did anyone find it difficult to? I mean, obviously, it's especially with a 4-player game, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of going first. But did anyone find it difficult to try and manipulate that to put themselves in a stronger position?
To go first all the time?
Yeah, well, not necessarily first, kind of first, second. I found that
you were grabbing it for a lot, and it was just making me go second.
Yeah, I kept going early, but in that game I kept going for the lower numbers. Previous game, anytime I tried going for the lower numbers, by the time it come around to me, it had already been taken. So that stopped me from being able to kind of change the player order.
But I guess it depends on. I think that depends on game to game, because the last game I wasn't even phased about going first. It was because I was going for cards that nobody else was going for, so it didn't affect my gameplay. Whereas with this turn, I think what can make a character make or break, for instance, she's great because she's got all these keys, but actually if I can't get tiles with keys on, I'm actually at a disadvantage. Where the quest tiles come in, that's evened her out. So when you play without the quest tiles, which I really don't understand why you would. I know that when you're trying to simplify the game,
is there an option not to have the quest?
Yeah.
Weird.
So I would not play with this character for that reason, because these give you that extra bit. the first game I played with her, I had a card in that had several key options, and as a result, I was able to utilize her to her fullest extent. But this time around, I didn't have that option, so she was harder to play, but not impossible, and really not. It does. I guess there's a little bit of luck base here, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like a roll of a dice. You still feel like you've got options. You still feel like you're in the game, and you never get that feeling that, oh, I'm never going to win. This is the one thing about this game. It doesn't matter if you're going to place dead last. You never feel like you're going to place dead last.
It's also like you always say, is like it's like I got to build my legend. Doesn't matter that I came last. And I had fun building my legend and increased my resources and weapons and items and allies. And even if you got I went from first to third in that game, but I had a great time because it was just fun building my little legend and seeing the monsters I slain. That's why we want more. Bring more, Ankama. More. Anyway, so that's our review of Tales of Glory. I hope you liked it, because we do, and we suggest you go out and pick up a copy, because if this sells well, they'll make more. Yay! See you later, guys.
Ciao.